The BHP podcast is presented by BowHunterPlanet.com. Join the hunt.
The BHP podcast is proudly presented by Element Outdoors, Cold Steel Knives, HHA Sports, Grind Life Coffee, Skull Hooker, Scott Archery, and Burris Optics.
Hey everyone, this is Tim for BowHunterPlanet. Make sure you check out the new podcast, Respect the Game, wherever you find your podcasts.
The coronavirus has ripped through our society in such a bad way, so I wanted to take a moment to thank the first responders, our nurses, doctors, firemen, policemen, and military for everything they do and giving us a chance to fight this thing with the best of our abilities. Thank you from the BHP family to yours. Hey everybody, welcome to the BowHunterPlanet.com podcast. Myself, Dave Thomas, tonight, along with Tim Mazzarana, and hopefully we'll get a couple of the other guys to join in as we go, as our Zoom Live continues, and we have different guests throughout the industry coming on, and just having some fun with it, to be honest. This has been a very interesting time for everybody, and I think that if we have things like this, especially in hunting, to try to continue talking and having a good time, we can at least learn some stuff in the meantime while everybody's bored and has nothing else to do. So it gives you guys something good to watch, something to do. And tonight from Bowtech, Amanda Riley, how are you?
I am doing good. Excited to be here.
How's it going over there in Oregon?
It's going. Actually, today they announced that tomorrow they're going to start opening things up in Lane County where I live, and starting with phase 1. So people are pretty excited. I feel like it's going to be madness very soon. But we're good.
That's awesome. Tell us what's going on at Bowtech. So what's the new news there? Give us some lowdown on what's been going on.
You know, what's great is we have been able to remain open this whole time. We haven't had to shut down. So we're building bows every day, shipping every day and stuff, which has been awesome. We actually have been trying to focus a lot on driving people to our dealers right now. It's because it is so important to be supporting them at this time. A lot of them are closing down. So that's been our main focus right now is trying to help out our dealers and support them in any way possible. And then we're starting to work in the office a little bit more now that the whole team is actually here today for the first time in a while. We all have to wear masks if we're in the same room together, though. It's a rule. So that's interesting. But yeah, we've got a lot of projects in the works. It's pretty exciting for us right now.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about, you know, the support that you guys are providing out there for the local pro shops. You know, kind of looking at your internet here, it looks like you guys have a special deal going on right now in regards to discount for supporting the local businesses.
Yeah. So right now, I believe there's 3 days left of this promo, actually. You can get up to $100 off a brand new bow. You just have to get in touch with your dealer. There's lots of different ways. Check our dealer locator and search your area. And then once you find your dealer, a lot of them are doing one-on-one appointments or curbside assistance. And for any brand new bow, you can get up to $100 off, which has been extremely successful. And the dealers have been very appreciative because it is really helping them out. And plus, the consumers get to save money on it, which is great too.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
In regards to kind of how things have been rolling along this year, obviously, you know, a lot of dealers across the country have been shut down. Have you guys been able to really gauge what your popularity has been this year in regards to like what bows are performing the best inside those dealerships? Yeah,
when it comes to flagship, we're almost 50-50. The Revolt X is trending a little higher than the Revolt, but if you were to look at the numbers, it would probably be like, I'm just throwing numbers out there, but it's so close that it's like 54% Revolt X. And so, I mean, they're really close. It's too close to say which one is the go-to there.
Is there a price difference in the Realm and the Revolt right now?
MSRP on them both is $11.99. But dealers, I mean, they can sell them at MAP and stuff, so a little lower than that, but same MSRP.
I think for me, the one bow that obviously those bows are amazing. There's no doubt about that. And for the premium side of the business, it completely makes sense. And the price points are fine. There's nothing out or not rational compared to the industry and the pricing for the premier bows. But my question is, how's things going with the convergence? Because I see that bow as such a great deal. And for people who can't afford the higher level bow, but want to jump into a Bowtech, to me, that bow says a lot. It has so much flexibility on top of a price point that's $599 MSRP that, in my opinion, is just an amazing price for what you get in that bow. I guess let's talk about that just a minute. Where do you guys see that bow going? Has it been doing well for you, or is it basically not doing as well as you hoped?
Yeah, so it's just like what you said. It's a great way to get into those higher premium bows. And that one kind of took over for the Fuel, which was extremely adjustable. So you could be a beginner shooting that bow, and you can be an expert shooting that bow. And it's been extremely successful for us. I run all of our social pages and stuff, and we get people constantly messaging us pictures of their convergences and things like that. And it has really been that stepping stone for people to go from that lower price point into those higher price point models. And we think it's going to do really well over the next year. If you've been following our social media and stuff, we're starting to push that bow a little bit more, and because people are asking for it, people are shooting it, and they all seem to be pretty excited about it.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, again, that option's so sweet. And then we can also flip over to the concept that you guys actually have the diamond line, right? So that is an area too for a lower cost situation if you're looking for other options. Let's say you wanted something different. But can you tell us a little bit about the Edge 320? Because that's one that's kind of newer. I haven't seen much about that bow yet. So what is that one all about?
Yeah, the Edge 320, that one's extremely successful. So if you're familiar with the SB1, that one kind of took over. And what we did is we just wanted to expand that bow a little bit more by making it where you can get a little bit longer draw length, a little bit faster speed. And we just improved a little bit on the SB1 to make it just a little bit better. But that one's doing really well, actually. Probably one of the best ones in the diamond lineup when it comes to sales. Of course, the Deploy is still doing just as good, and the Infinite Edge Pro is of course a solid bow that, I mean, we're going to be selling those for a long time. But that Edge 320 is incredible, and it's really smooth, actually. I got a chance to shoot it a bunch before we launched it, and it is very nice. For the cost, it shoots just like a Bowtech when it comes to smoothness and just comfortableness when shooting.
Yeah, it looks like with the cam on there, it looks like a really big cam. It looks like a very good shooting bow.
Yeah, it's really nice and really fun to shoot too.
So 15 to 31 inch draw length, 7 to 70 pounds, 320 feet per second, 3.6 pounds. So, I mean, this is such a variety, right? 15 to 31. Yep. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That could fit anybody.
Yeah, we've got a lot of options, honestly, when it comes to bows with that extreme adjustability.
Yeah.
So people can really get, if you want a carbon bow, you can do that in the diamond lineup. If you want the Infinite Edge Pro, which is going to be a little bit lighter than the 320, I mean, you kind of can get anything you want there with that adjustability.
Yeah, the Infinite Edge Pro you mentioned, that bow, that bow's going on a few years now, right? But that's a very popular bow, right? That was like, I thought I read somewhere it was like really one of the most popular bows in the industry.
Yeah, that one I see everywhere. When people are like tagging us in social media and stuff like that, if it's coming from a diamond shooter, like 7 out of 10 times I'm like, oh, that's an Infinite Edge Pro. It's just, everyone has them. They're fantastic.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, it's such a well-rounded bow in terms of the adjustability on it. I mean, it really could suit almost anybody out there. So
yeah, I always
awesome.
suggest it to families, because if you have a kid who's 10 years old and they're just starting to get into archery, or even younger, and parents are like, I don't know what bow to get my son or daughter, I'm like, you try this one, because the great thing is, as your kid grows, the bow grows too. So they can use it all the way up until they're 75 years old and back down. If they need to back poundage down, they can work it back down too. It's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome.
It's been one of my favorite things with the Diamond line to watch the kids grow with the Atomic and the Prism, to be honest. I've had such success with my kids with these 2 bows, and you know, they're still shooting the same bows. They can still, I mean, the thing is they last forever for them right now, at least in their, you know, from like 6 years old all the way to 14, no problem. And you probably could go further with the Prism, but
Yeah.
you know, at the same time, it's like they might want to try something a little different, which might get them into Infinite Edge Pro, or, you know, the Edge SB1, which might be an option as well as they get a little bit older. But again, having that variety is just it's a huge deal. It really is a huge deal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so the customization options that you guys have on the Bowtech brand, does that carry through to the Diamond, or is that really more just on the Bowtech side?
No, the customization is more on the Bowtech side. If you're talking about like color options and things like that, is that what you're talking
string
about?
color, yeah, all that.
Yeah, so we only offer that on Bowtech. We have that new bow customizer that we launched earlier this year, and it's going to be more of the higher price point bows that you can customize and get different color limbs to riser. And now we offer different color orbit dampeners and grips and things, but you're only going to get that when it comes to the Realm series and higher. Anything lower than that, we don't offer it.
Yeah, we looked at that a couple weeks back. It was really cool. Like, you know, I think that's what I've heard from a lot of people too. Is, you know, with everybody shooting, you see Bowtechs everywhere. You see the all the different brands out there, and what's really cool is you can customize it to your look. So
Yeah.
we looked at that a couple weeks ago, and the options that you guys out there. I mean, there's, an ungodly amount of combinations you can come up with there, which is cool.
It's been a lot of work, but we're really happy with our lineup for colors right now. And it seems like people have been really excited about it too. Every time we add a new color, you always get those people that are like, I just bought a bow. Why didn't you have that color 2 weeks ago? Like,
Yeah, good. Buy another one.
Yeah, get another one.
I love it. So what kind of setup did you customize yours, the one that you're shooting, or what did you do?
So I just have the Woodlands Revolt. I tried the Revolt X first, and it was a little long. I was extended a little too far on it. I switched to the Revolt, and for whatever reason, it fits me better. So I have a Woodlands. I'm obsessed with that camo. And for my Reckoning, I actually have a hyper green riser with white limbs. It looks so nice. The white really makes the green pop, and I got some custom strings on there. I have a lime green and yellow twist strings, and it looks really sharp.
I like it.
Probably my favorite bow I've
You
ever
didn't bring it with you in the studio, did you?
No.
To see that thing.
Nope. Nope. That one's at home. I brought all my bows home, and my husband, I think he wanted to kill me. He's like, if you bring another bow home, I'm going to be so mad at you. I think I have 6 now.
He sounds like Kevin at our studio. There must be 45 bows there, baby.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So yeah, you know, speaking of, you know, a lot of people might not know this. I know we've talked about it on the show with you guys before, and I just want to bring it up because just in case they don't know, or I think it's important to talk about, but Octane. So you guys have your own accessory companies, from Octane, Black Gold, Tight Spot, Ripcord, and also with crossbows with Excalibur. So those who don't know, you know, just a little bit on Octane, I guess. What's going on with Octane? What's new? Do you guys have some plans that you can share with us?
We can't really share anything. It's kind of like the bows. We keep it under wraps until we do have something we can go to the market with it. But we are focusing on Octane more this year, and it's going really well. We haven't. I mean, we have like you're seeing right now, the new brush rest. That one's been really popular. It's nice because it's a little more adjustable than the ones previously were. So people have been really enjoying that one. And then the Quivers, I mean, we see those everywhere. They sell really well. And plus they're really easy to use, a more affordable option for people. And I mean, we're excited about this line. We are focusing on it a little more, like I said, but right now I can't give away any secrets.
Not fair. Just kidding. I get it. So when do you expect kind of your next launches to come out? Do you have anything kind of being delayed with what's going on this year? Or do you expect things to be kind of on the same timeline that we've seen from you guys years past?
Yeah, I mean, we usually aim for the same time frame. I don't even know what our launch dates are going to be yet this year. But right now, I mean, we're still very much in those beginning middle phases of planning all this stuff out. So I don't have too much information there yet, but it's going to be still right around that same area, same time frame.
Cool. Yeah, I love the Bowtech launch season. You guys do such a great job of creating the media and
Yeah.
pushing it and pushing it in a good way, meaning you guys create a lot of entertaining media to really bring your products to market. And I think it's really, really fun to see you guys operate in that time. So
Yeah, I
thank
feel like
you.
you guys are one of the only ones that do that, to be honest, that actually
It's
focus on the
it's
consumer and bringing stuff to them.
yeah, it's the most like our favorite time of year around here, because we actually get to have fun and we get to do the fun part of our job, where all the other stuff is like stuff we work. Where this is like, oh, let's be creative, let's come up with fun new ways to get people excited, and it's always something we really look forward to. So we put a little more effort into the launches than I think a lot of other people do, because it's our favorite part.
Sounds like BHP. All we do is the fun part. We bypass all the paperwork stuff.
right.
Yeah, right now this week at Bowtech in the marketing department, we're calling it spring cleaning. We're wrapping up a lot of our busy work, but we have to do that from time to time, and it's not the best. But.
Right.
Yeah, I have to say it's been a lot of fun working with you guys over the years. It's been the easiest work I've had to do with companies because you guys are very fair and very easy to deal with, and I think just very like, this is how it is. Let's go. Let's just do it. There's no second guessing. It's like, let's go. And that's one of the things I love about Bowtech that I've seen with the marketing on the team over the years. It's just that it's just a very good strategy of trusting the companies you work with and going for it and not really hesitating or delaying or having too many people with their fingers in the pot deciding on how to do something. I mean, a lot of times it just gets caught up in politics and all this stuff where you guys are more like, let's just go. Let's go. This is the changes. Let's go. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
I think you guys really get the marketplace too. I think Bowtech kind of leads the way in regards to how you guys approach your marketing.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are very, very self-conscious of what's going on in regards to the internet and people being more prescribed to that, than other companies are. You guys do a really good job of, when you do bring stuff like that to market, hitting those avenues where your consumers are actually looking for that information. Which is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've gotten a lot of really positive feedback over this whole COVID situation, is because we're trying to, like everyone else, find ways to engage with our audience, and by putting out unique content, by doing live interviews and things like that. And I've had a lot of people approach us and be like, we are loving what you're doing. There's even people who aren't even shooting our bows, and they're like, I follow you for your guys' content. You are always putting out fantastic, fun, different things for us to do and watch and things like that. And they're really appreciating it. And we definitely take pride in doing that for them.
Yeah, it's definitely been a good thing, a cool thing to watch over the years, to be honest. It's just been very, very cool. Okay, switching gears. All right, what brand are we talking about next? You tell us what's new on maybe some of the other brands. You want to tell us a little bit what's going on with what you can tell us on some of the other brands? Black Gold, maybe?
Black Gold. So,
high-quality sites?
I was told before I cannot talk about anything new coming out or anything like that. So I have had tight lips for this whole launch. They kind of keep, even for me, they kind of keep a lot of that secret. So when it comes to Black Gold and all the other Montana brands, Tight Spot, Ripcord, I don't have a lot of information on their stuff. I think everyone knows that there's been some shifting going on with those brands and stuff. And I think once we get our all the gears in line, we'll be able to have a little more information to share you guys. But I know I'm saying no a lot, but
what the heck Todd tell you to say? This is ridiculous. He said you're giving me the in scoop on everything
Just
tonight.
shaking my head,
All right, well, tell us about you. What do you got going on? What's new? What are you planning for this year? Are you gonna go skiing? You hunting? What you got going on?
Well, I just transitioned into marketing back in, I believe it was October. I was originally in customer service for like two years. I was in customer service, and got brought over here, and I had some really cool projects planned this year. I was actually going to go to Tennessee for an all-women's turkey hunt, but we had to cancel the plans, and pretty bummed about that. We were going to do a lot of really cool stuff with that, but now, I mean, I'm focused on turkey hunting. My husband has already got his turkey, so it's my turn. I'm terrible. I cannot get a turkey to save my life. When I tell you I hunt turkeys as much as I possibly can and I never get one, it's so frustrating. But that's what I'm doing. Projects here at Bowtech. Right now we're just trying to come up with a lot of our content for the year and focused on that, making sure that we can still engage with the audience as much as possible. But turkey hunting, elk hunting, deer hunting, I plan on doing all of those. Bow fishing, I plan on getting into that this year. I'm really excited. Yeah, we have the, I don't know if people are aware, but we have the Edge sonar from Diamond. We've got that bow fishing bow, which is really sweet. And I just got one of those, so I plan to do that a lot this year too.
Awesome. Jamie, you want to give any, I see that you joined us, or you want to give any turkey hunting tips there? Or,
well, I don't know. I mean, I saw a few. Yeah, bow in your hand.
Oh, we lost him.
Uh-oh.
Dang, no.
With the gun.
You better get better internet.
I could
Beauties
have
of
had free
the
with the gun last weekend, but it's me? I thought it was you guys.
Yeah, that's definitely you.
Try that again. I heard you at the end there.
No, I said I had an opportunity last week, but I mean, with a bow, it's just a whole different thing, right? A gun, I could have had a couple turkeys, but getting them to turn that corner, and usually in May around here, they stop responding as well as they do in April. So you got to kind of run around and chase them and play the game. And every couple of years, we'll get one taken care of.
So tell us, so Amanda, tell us about your spot. How much land are you hunting? And do you guys have you see a lot of turkeys on this land?
So I've got a couple different spots. I hunt on a vineyard for one of my spots, and that's a little bit smaller. I think it's about just a couple acres. And there's a lot of turkeys there. The problem is there's a couple houses around that area, and those houses have fruit trees through them. So we've got the turkeys patterned. Every morning they come through the turkey tree or the fruit trees, and then they come up this hill. Well, I think they have a lot of pressure because the people on the vineyards, they don't want these turkeys. They're causing a lot of problems to the vines and things like that. So they invite quite a few people to hunt there. And I think they're just so pressured right now that they're changing their pattern. And it never fails. We'll be sitting there. We're like, okay, they need to be coming up this way here in about 30 minutes. And then they just don't show up, or they roost for longer periods of time, or I don't know, they're always throwing us off. And then the second property is 10 acres, and there's quite a bit of turkeys on there as well. If you're wearing camo, they don't come out. If you're wearing a sweatshirt and like a pair of shorts, they'll walk right by the barn. And they're right there. And of course, it's when I don't have my bow. But my husband actually got a turkey on the property last week, and they come off of another property and come down through the field and walk right past where we typically sit. And he got one like when I wasn't with him. And then a couple days later, I went and sat in that same spot, and they would literally walk right up to the fence where I was, just out of range, and then they would turn around and go back. And then they would come back, they would stop, turn around and go back. And I was sitting there and I was like about to draw my bow, knowing they were coming, but they just wouldn't go that extra distance. And finally, after a couple hours of them just coming and going, I just had to call it. But we've never really tried decoys because every time that we have tried decoys, they don't come in. They get really spooked. They're very scared of decoys around here, and I don't know why. But they're very responsive. A lot of gobbling. They'll come in, but then they just stop right before our spot. So
it's interesting. They're scared of the decoys.
I'm having a lot of trouble with them. They're not. A couple years ago, they were very responsive, and they would walk right by us. And that's when I was able to actually shoot at some turkeys. And unfortunately, the turkey that I hit jumped in the air and got my arrow out of him and flew off. But it didn't. I switched to these different
Been there.
broadheads. Yeah, I switched to these different broadheads, the shred heads, because I had a couple guys that were like, "Oh, we just got a turkey and we use these shred heads," and I was like, "Okay, I'll switch to those." And they're designed to like stop in the bird. Are you guys familiar with those ones?
Not one that stops in the bird. I've heard of
Yeah,
like
like-
slacker and things like that, but
Yeah, they're really weird. I switched to them, and before I was using Rage broadheads, and I hit my turkey, and it only went in probably about that far. It didn't get
Interesting.
much impact, and he jumped out, and my arrow came falling out of him, and it just had this big ball of feathers on the broadhead, and he took off. So
I wish I could say I had the same problem, but Chuckles got it done. You know what I'm saying? Chuckles, if it wasn't for him,
really,
never would've
that
happened.
thing,
this
got
guy
in the
right here,
turkey?
he's pulled him in twice. He pulled it in for this turkey here, and I shot with the Bowtech Rain. This is about 2 years ago. And then the year after that, he pulled in another turkey, and my son shot it with a crossbow. And then he's on fire. And then I didn't use him last year. Hear me out. Didn't use them. We used 2 other decoys that were like something new. It's like a real newer product. It was like supposed to be hot. And it scared him away. And I'm like, that's weird. So now I'm thinking that Chuckles, this guy right here, might be worth a lot of money to me. You know what I'm saying? He's something about him they don't like, and they want to come beat him up.
Send me a link to that one.
I don't know if you can buy it anymore. I bought this when I was a kid. You could buy it for me. I mean, I got, I can come up with a deal. 6 free bolts.
We'll talk. Let's talk after this.
I got to find Chuckles. Nopum's got him hidden at the airport somewhere. I don't know.
Oh, no.
Dang it, man. Seriously, though, that guy, it wasn't for that decoy. I even got the video. I mean, that thing just, as soon as it saw it, just beelined. Just to
Isn't
kill
it strange? I find turkeys to be some of my favorite hunting. I love listening to them gobble and things. Everyone's like, they're so stupid and they're so easy to kill. They're literally walking right in front of the store. Like, they're everywhere. But they are the smartest, stupidest bird, because they can see you, obviously, very easily. And it's like you spook them one time and they know. They're just out of there. They're like, oh, let's not go over there again.
I don't find them to be very easy to hunt, but I find them very fun to hunt. Like, I do enjoy hunting turkey, a lot of it mainly because I feel like I can like make more noise than normal and relax in my blind, and like I can just chill. Like, I can do anything. I can watch Netflix, whatever. Yeah. It's amazing. Like, turkey are just a lot easier than compared to a deer. But at the same time, like you said, they do have their senses that that flash of movement, or in my case, what I've noticed the biggest issue for me has been the decoy. So if I use the wrong decoy, like I said, I have disaster is going to happen. But using that one for some reason with a whole bunch of hens, like 60 hens, as Topus would say, what I did is I had a bag full of decoys. And I was like, oh, let's put them all out. And Nope was like, what are you doing? You can't have 10 hens out there. And it was hilarious. But anyway, that's always been my issue. It's just really been the decoy. I mean, the calling's been fine. I'm not even a good caller, but they seem to, if they're on, that's the other thing. If they're not on, they're not coming in. It ain't going to happen. But they got to be calling back and responsive and,
Yeah. So do you normally go for vitals, or do you normally try to do a headshot? I'm always curious. Everyone does different.
For me, it's a vitals for sure. I always just go over.
I do vitals too.
I take I shoot a mechanical broadhead, and I always aim for like the mid chest. I go from the beard over, and I fire. So and I find with if you use a broadhead that's wide enough, like a 2-inch mechanical, and you don't need a lot of poundage. In fact, we were just talking about an article a couple episodes ago that they said that for turkey season they lower their bow from 60 pounds to 50, and from 50 to 40, and basically a 10-pound difference because you don't need a lot of power to kill a turkey. You just gotta get the shot off, really.
Yeah, that's exactly how my stuff is set up. I have a 50-pound turkey hunting bow, and then I use a 60-pound bow when I'm hunting deer and elk.
Yeah, one of the benefits we were talking about with doing that too is you're not going to get necessarily a pass through, because you don't really want a pass through. Like speaking of that broadhead that you were trying out there, lowering down that poundage is going to give you a better opportunity for that arrow to stick. So
keep them from flying too if you don't kill them on the first shot.
Yeah.
Unlike, I mean, I also have a video of Noteboom shooting one, and he walked up to it and the thing flew away.
That would be my luck.
That's exactly what happened. I walked up to it with no camera and it just laid there. I could almost kick it. So I went back and did the whole filming thing, put my bow down because I knew he was dead.
He's all
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I nudged him with my foot and he jumped up and took off.
So
Did you get him?
No.
no, and that's why, to be fair, when I shot my turkey, it was flopping for a couple
Gotta
minutes.
stomp
after.
him.
So I shot him again. Like I shot that thing again. I was not taking a chance. I wanted
Yeah.
the turkey.
That one that I hit and it flew off. I've never felt like so cannibalistic. Like I went sprinting out of my blind and I was
Yes.
like,
Yes.
full Rambo. I had a knife and I was like, no, I was ready to like jump and grab it. It was so
Like throwing an
bad.
arrow like a javelin at it.
Oh my God, I love to see that. That's hilarious.
And then, no joke, after that happened, a couple days later, I went to my dentist and there was 4 or 5 Toms walking right in front of my dentist's office. And I was just like,
Just to pay
Hit
respects.
the gas pedal.
gosh, so
Do
mad.
what you can't have, girl.
It's too funny.
Pretty
Oh
much.
man. All right. Well, Amanda Riley, Bowtech, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
And
cool.
hope that was some good info for everybody and a little quick check-in, see how you guys are doing. And we'll get back with you guys
Yep.
from Bowtech. And as you guys can tell us more, as Todd
Yeah.
Design can tell us a little bit more, we'll get more info on what is going to be coming out and what we can expect this year coming up. And I am curious to see what happens with the 2021 bows, not just from you guys, but from other brands, to see how this affects it. Is people delay a year? Do they keep the same bow another year? Like I'm curious to see how this is going to affect the whole transition of the archery industry.
Well, in true Bowtech fashion, we're always trying to come up with something revolutionary. So we'll keep it exciting.
Oh, I'm sure. All right, thank
all
you.
right.
Good talking to you.